Nate Burleson, Peter Schrager, and Kyle Brandt.
That's right.
And guys, it is time now for...
Yeah.
Let's go to Chicago. Let's do it. Where after a 6-game losing streak, this is actually remarkable. After a 6-game losing streak that appeared all was lost for the Bears, Chicago is alive and well. They need either a win against the Packers, at Soldier Field though, or a Cardinals loss in Week 17, and then they're in the playoffs. And it all happened in those weeks with Mitch Trubisky. He's back.
He's back.
And he was at the helm for all of it. So it's pretty remarkable stuff by the Bears quarterback. Peter King interviewed Bears head coach Matt Nagy this week. And here is what Nagy had to say about his quarterback. Quote, "I believe in my heart of hearts that being benched put him on a mission. I told him that day that what feels like the worst day of your life could turn out to be the best day." Aside from the idea, I completely agree with Nagy.
Right.
Like, good job by Mitch, embracing all of that. So guys, there are so many layers to unpack here, and I'm interested in what all of you, of course, have to say. Bears, Packers, don't forget Green Bay's playing for the bye. So let's fill in the blank.
Okay.
Another little game to start us off.
Okay, we love games here.
Want to play a game? A Bears win in Week 17 would mean what, Kyle?
It would mean everything. It feels like destiny, even. And not only that they can win and in, but they do it against this bully, this nemesis, and this Packers and Aaron Rodgers. It's funny how this thing breaks down, because the Bears need a champion. They need a knight in shining armor, and they really have two options. Give me the two options that the Chicago Bears have to be their champion this weekend. It's one of those two people has to be a champion. Now, on the left, Mitch Trubisky. He beats Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. That's great. On the right is John Wolford of the Los Angeles Rams, who can also be the Bears champion by beating the Arizona Cardinals. Now, it might be both of those guys, but it cannot be neither. If both of those gentlemen have rough days on Sunday, the Bears are not going to the playoffs. Wouldn't it be just so much easier if Mitch and the Bears and Khalil and Akeem and Roquan said, enough, I'm sick of it. Go back. Last time the Bears won a division title, 2 years ago, it was 2018. They had a late season game against the Green Bay Packers. Let's take a look at it. It seems strange. Remember Khalil Mack sacked Rodgers with his back? This was all coming up Bears. Mike McCarthy had been fired. Joe Philbin was the coach on the sideline for the Packers. A lot has changed since then. I bring it up because you can do it. You can beat Aaron Rodgers. It's possible. I know it's almost impossible during this era in this world. You can do it. And do you want to do it, or do you want to rely on John Fulgham of the Los Angeles Rams? Wolford.
John Wolford. What is his name, Peter?
John Wolford.
I think that makes my point. Yeah. Do you want to rely on a guy named John? Now listen, I will say this, Bears fans. I spent some morning watching Arizona Hot Shots tape. This guy can flick it. Here we go. Arizona Hot Shots. I was watching Wolford, Arizona Hot Shots. I'm telling you, they got something here. But I would just love it if Mitch Trubisky could take care of this thing and beat 12. The worst thing that the Bears have to go through is that the Packers have a lot to play with, and they want that bye so bad, and Rodgers is going to be out for blood. Do something about it. You're at home. It's your division rival. Win and in.
I am so with you on the need to just win and not rely on Wolford. And it's not because Wolford can't play. It's like Bears fans beating Green Bay in a win and in, I don't know if it's happened this generation, right? Like, I honestly don't. And last year we started the NFL season in Chicago. A lot of us were sent there. It was the NFL's 100th year, and it was like, this is the greatest rivalry in the sport, the Bears and the Packers. And my cynical face the whole entire time we were hyping up Bears-Packers as a rivalry is that in my lifetime, it hasn't been.
Terrible.
In my lifetime, it's been Favre and Rodgers and just dominating the Bears. And maybe there's been some pockets here and there where the Bears won the division and they got to a Super Bowl, but it was just in between long reigns of dominance. If the Bears can beat the Packers and not only get in the playoffs themselves, but get that playoff game, NFC Championship perhaps, not in Lambeau, it affects Green Bay in such a huge way. I feel like if the Packers are the 1 seed and they're in Green Bay and they get the bye and Rodgers is smoking a cigar this week, watching football next week, it's a whole different story. But if the Bears can get in and they were the ones to knock Green Bay down, they're suddenly the hottest team in football, a ton of momentum, and they have a giant chip on their shoulder off their back that they just can't beat the Packers in big games. So many Week 17s, Rodgers has come in and beaten teams in the NFC North. I remember Randall Cobb had that big catch against the Bears a few years ago in Soldier Field to win the division, killed him. Go and win this. And then what does that mean for Nagy and Trubisky? How cool would that be? After less than 6 weeks ago being laughed out of town, these guys are the ones to give the Bears fans some pride, to give the Bears fans some hope, and to finally look at Green Bay and said, yeah, we just turned the tables and we flipped your season upside down in the process. I think Trubisky and Nagy have made a real statement the last few weeks, and as much as he's talking to Peter King and he's using his words, I almost like the fact that they're kind of doing it under the radar. They're not saying, look at us, we've scored 30 points all these weeks, look at us, we can do it, we told you so. No, they still got business to take care of. And honestly, I think they might do it this weekend.
Yeah, you guys are both spot on. You guys are spot on. For me, I'll repeat what Kyle said in the very beginning, and I'll add a little twist. It means everything for Trubisky. This is the game of his career. This is it. This is everything that he wants. You have destiny in the palm of your hands. And if you were to look at Mitchell Trubisky over the last couple of years, they were bad. Some would say super bad. And they went from that to playing just like some badasses. And all of a sudden, you're looking at Mitchell Trubisky, a year ago, you say, hey, Mitch, are you the starting quarterback for the Chicago Bears? He'd say, yeah. He said, give me your ID. And he'd look at it and say, no, this isn't you. This is a fake ID. You're not the guy that we thought you'd be.
You're from Hawaii?
Yeah, you from Hawaii, fam? And now he's sitting back, he's like, no, I'm McLovin.
Yeah.
No, I'm Mitchell Trubisky. Yeah. Like, I'm the man. And if they get this win, and they do it in a convincing manner, all the while Mitchell Trubisky playing well, which he has been as of recently, they're going to lock him up, I feel like. And it might not be a franchise tag, which is, $30+ million. It could be a deal that fits both Mitchell Trubisky and the Chicago Bears. Because I'm not sure how many teams are suitors for Mitchell Trubisky right now. But the Chicago Bears will be put in a position where now they have to evaluate what's going on in the draft, what's going on in free agency, how many guys will be available, and who's the best fit for the job. Because if you look at the way he's playing, going into this offseason, why would you hit the reset button when Mitchell Trubisky is finally figuring it out? So for me, this is everything for Mitchell Trubisky's career. He wins this game, he will be the quarterback for the Bears next season.
They declined the fifth-year option on him.
Right.
Yeah.
Which means, it's a huge black eye for a quarterback today.
For sure.
He might earn it anyway.
Earn it
That's
back.
so cool.
Well, and you know what they say in Major League Baseball? You can't believe the numbers that are put up in September, right? For any number of reasons. A lot of veterans have checked out. A lot of pennant races are decided. If they believe now in Trubisky, to me, that's a little bit like believing September numbers in MLB. If he beats the Packers, then you're talking about he's our guy and build a statue to him.
Right.
That's going to be like Peter. Or when Kyle,
all
when you
look
were
right.
in love with Wolford when he was picking up your tab at the golf course, but then in the next where you got to count on him, little shakier, right? Little shakier.
You got to get up and down too. That's tough. I just have to inject a little bit into this. It's all great, and Rodgers kills them.
I know.
Kills them. Like the idea. I'm interested, Peter. Because you kind of said it at the end. You're like, I think they might get him. I think they might get him. They might win. Montgomery's been amazing. It's all Trubisky. David Montgomery is a 1,000-yard rusher now. He's one of the hottest running backs in the league. He's got to have a huge day. We're seeing the Packers coming off of putting the brakes on Derrick Henry. The defense is getting more confident. They got A.J. Dillon now. It's a tall task to beat Rodgers and the Packers. Not just the Bears. Who in the league could beat Rodgers and the Packers? I don't know.
I don't either. And the Trubisky thing is fascinating because you get drunk on it and you say, oh, yeah, he's our guy, here's a guy.
Yeah.
He was so bad at so many moments. It's a real decision if you're going to give him a huge contract after this run. And yet again, he's done everything he possibly can to at least earn the opportunity to do so.
And overcame adversity.
Yes,
we
he
like
did.
That.
Yep,
we like
you're right
that.
about that.
Absolutely. Let's check in now.